In 1980, French chamber rock band Art Zoyd released their third album, Génération Sans Futur, and from it the track La Villa. Okay, that was La Villa by Art Zoyd from their 1980 third album, Génération Sans Futur. And, well, it started out with droning cello, viola, and some very low volume chanting, paced by what had to be the lowest D note possible on a piano. I can't imagine any instrument being able to pick up a note lower than that. That duh, duh, duh. And those first few minutes, a very nocturnal, kind of foreboding vibe, sort of like a rainy or kind of like a foggy alleyway type vibe. And then this tense up occurs around the 240 mark with this throbbing one note bass figure in D, um, and which would be kind of the main theme throughout. That figure would get juxtaposed between several instruments. You'd hear it like on electric bass or on cello or on piano. Sometimes move to a different key, but usually in D. And this time more aggressive yet still faint chanting. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, this frantic piano viola figure appeared in this really odd meter. But it was just kind of over and done like that. And then cello assumed the bass figure at around 4:30, and then cuts away just as fast to this frenetic staccato string piano figure that came in at the 5 minute mark. Yeah, this just kept on changing throughout. Even with all what I took down, I don't know exactly how many movements were or would count as movements within this piece. Yeah, and we heard like a one note piano paranoia figure just kind of being flanked at all ends, and what sounded like a clarinet wailing amid screaming voice. Yeah, this voice that sounded like he was saying, "Where is dial? Where is dial?" And then that cut to a foggy drone at around 6:20, and then piano and brass collided, kind of mendered over this one note cello figure, and more voices and a one note figure on the piano this time. That dun or dun dun, that same this time in the key of A, and underneath it the whole time some other sound faintly heard. Could have been a zither. I'm not sure. Like they, there were a few things I swear I heard in this piece that weren't credited. Like basically we have Patricia Dallio on piano, Alain Eckert guitar, Gérard Hourbette violin, viola, Gilles Renard saxophone, Jean-Pierre Soarez trumpet, Thierry Zaboitzeff cello, bass guitar, vocals. I swear I was hearing like a clarinet at one point, and may have heard a zither. Yeah, faintly anyway. And let's see. Then let's see. Saxophone blaring high as strings double up on the one note, 9:30ish, and then this quiet viola cello passage took over at 10:20 thereabouts, and went on for quite a while. Slowly, and it kind of went through this sort of drony passage. Piano slowly took shape, kind of worked a theme around it. And then there was this sharp cello accent that kind of threatened to throw things into another really nervy section at around 12:05. But the droning persisted. There were just some refrains to it, but it was drony for quite a while. And then that bass line reemerged at around the 13:30 mark, and heralding another tight, frantic passage. This time, brisk two-note piano going middle and low, yeah, like I was hearing like two notes, like back and forth, like as fast as possible. And there was amid that there was some blowing low notes traded between the brass. And then the biggest change in the song, this minimalist piano figure in 6/4 time, with a bit more notes to it and depth to it. Came in at around 15:15, and really kind of took the song into a took the composition into a new area, and then kind of carried things to its climax. And then we had just some notes thrown around and some false starts at the end. Yeah, that was La Villa, a very ambitious sidelong piece by Art Zoyd, or most of side one actually. There's also Speedy Gonzalez, a very short and quite catchy track that rounds out side one, and then side two has three like medium length tracks, one of which I profiled last year. Yeah, the title track. Anyway, overall, it's the kind of piece that makes you wonder, what was it inspired by, a movie or, okay, it stands for the city. Did they have some, and that makes sense. I'm just picturing something happened at night in the city, something terrifying. And I'm wondering if they had a story in their mind or if there was a book that inspired it. Like last year when I was doing that video on Universe Zero, I found out while I was making it that the title, yeah, Dr. Petiot, was actually inspired by Marcel Petiot, a French serial killer. Yeah, and the things that can inspire. There had to have been quite a vivid imagination going on, even if it was just kind of like the music took shape and then the vibe followed or whatnot. Yeah. Anyway, Art Zoyd, quite a prolific band for uh, about 3 decades anyway. Yeah, on the European avant-garde music scene, and the early '80s, giving us some of their best work. Yeah, this album and Phase 4 and L'Espèce Inquiet, yeah, probably their three strongest albums. Anyway, for more Rubies and Sapphires from the catalog of Art Zoyd, see the directory of albums by French artists linked in the description below. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, share the video, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the big, long, epic track we just heard. The interplay, the arrangements, the mood, the vibe, the soloing, the noise, the fractious nature of it all. Yeah, what passage did you find most compelling? What did this invoke in your mind? And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear travel tram maximalist, signing off.